I want to thank you all for coming here this morning. This is an exciting day. We introduced the bill in 2016. It took us a while to get here, and with the support of these two back here, my president and Councilman Curtis Jones, with people being open-minded about it and with listening to the public about how they felt like they are being harassed and made victims in their own city about traffic tickets, we're able to reach this day where we have a new bill. It will take effect in 2 days, and it will allow all parking tickets that people have received before 2013 to be wiped out. If you have towing issues before 2015, thank you. You can pay 30% and be wiped out. If you think you have old tickets but you don't have any new ones, you can pay $50 just to make sure, and that's wiped out. So we've come a long way in this town. We even brought the Auditor General's poster down to remind people, and I spoke with him just a few minutes ago, that the school children in our city still have received no payment on the money here, $77.9 million, that he had a press conference on, I don't know, a month or so ago. So we have a long way to go. We're okay with the parking authority collecting money for tickets people get, but not the way they do it. You don't want to feel that you're a victim, people are afraid. People are afraid that they're going to be stopped, their cars towed, and if you go to court, that's our next bill. If you go to court, you can appeal a ticket, and when you appeal it and win, your money has to be returned as well as court fees. And we're having a hearing on that on March 19th. So we're on top of this issue. It's about trying to respect the people who put us here. It's about trying to help our fellow John Doe and Jane Doe. And we are happy to be here to finally say we've made a dent and life's better in Philadelphia when it comes to the parking authority. Now I'm going to call President Darrell Clarke, and then our leader, Councilman Curtis Jones, for remarks. And I thank them again for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
So, again, the People's Council has spoken. And the head of the People's Council is Jannie Blackwell. Councilwoman, I just want to commend you. You know, you have this way of being available for the average person. You know, and too often a lot of elected officials, they listen to the people in the highest ranks and the highest roles. And you have the ability to have an environment where everybody feels comfortable coming up to you and talking about their problems. Every day I walk by your office, you got so many chairs out there that are wrapping around the corner because people want to come and talk to Councilwoman Jannie Blackwell. And they came to talk to you about this particular issue, about parking tickets and towing fees and all the other things associated with it. And you listen. And Councilwoman, as usual, I want to commend you for being on point, being aggressive, saying that the status quo is not acceptable, and you have done something about it. That's right. And I know that there were people in the administration and maybe even a couple of people outside the administration that had some concerns, but we believe that you have crafted what is a good sense, practical approach to giving relief to people, you know, for issues that need to be dealt with. So I just want to thank you, Councilwoman, so much for your continued good work, willing to take the tough vote, willing to step out and do what's difficult, because too often people don't want to take the difficult route. You know, they just kind of chill out. That is not you. So Councilwoman Jannie Blackwell, again, I want to thank you so much for being aggressive and being the people's council person. Thank you so much. Now we have Councilman Curtis Jones, the other West Philadelphia.
Someone who is willing to stand with midgets against giants is Jannie from Jannie Blackwell. That's right. My next door neighbor, I was literally having a barbecue. I do that from time to time. Young man pulled up in a truck, looking over his shoulder, scared to park on the street, had to come into a private driveway. He said to me, "Councilman, I don't mean to bother your barbecue, but I have a 17-year-old ticket that they're trying to get, a confirmation from, and I'm not even sure if I paid it or not, and they can't produce a document that it says I did not." And this young man relied with that truck for his livelihood. So this is an economic development issue for many, that if you can't have a valid driver's license, you can't be an Uber driver, can't apply for SEPTA, you can't be a truck driver, you limit your economic possibilities because of this. Jannie from Cheney just gave a lot of Philadelphians a stimulus package in this bill to allow them to work. And when you consider the fact that there are people who own over $500 million worth of real estate and owe the city of Philadelphia real estate taxes, yet we have deemed them uncollectible, let's not enforce that. But the little people, the people who work every day and rely on their license, have just been championed by a councilwoman that does it all the time. And I'm just glad to have the office next door to her. That's why we put chairs out there, Council President, to be like Jannie. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It would not happen without our president. It would not happen without Curtis Jones. They look to him to know that people's issues are being included. And it would not happen without someone else who isn't here this morning, and that's Rochelle Bilal, Guardian Civic League. Rochelle Bilal would go up to council persons. I've been in meetings and press conferences with the mayor where she asked the mayor where he was on the issue and said that they'll be at his office demonstrating if he was against it. So I want to thank her publicly for her battle, her fight, to try to defend herself, her neighbors, her constituents, and members of our city on this issue. She's been great. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, I just think it's interesting that you use this poster because this now is a reduction in the parking authority's accounts receivable and thus contribution to this school district.
Absolutely. There's no reason this has not happened before. There's no reason that the parking authority can't respond to this issue that our Auditor General raised. There's no reason we can't expect more money coming in because we haven't done this before. People are happy to pay because they have an opportunity to get so much wiped out and they can be straight moving forward. They don't have to worry or duck or use other information when it comes to living and driving and enjoying our city. It does make a big issue, and someone came to me just yesterday, as Councilman Jones said, and told me their car was in an accident, and as soon as the insurance is straight, they want to be one of the Uber drivers, and they're looking forward to this. And but again, I want to thank these gentlemen. You know, when the president doesn't support something, people feel some kind of way about that because we look forward to him and his support, and we always check with him on ideas we have and issues we believe in, and he's always open-minded about those things. So again, I want to thank our president, Darrell, Clarke. I want to thank Councilman Curtis Jones, and if there are no other questions, let me thank all of you for being here. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Explain to me how this works if you open by saying your debt's wiped out, but you still have to pay something. So explain this so we can explain
Well,
how
if you-
it's really a benefit to the people that are racking up tickets or have old tickets.
Well, if you, on March 1st we start. From March 1st to April 30th, you can make an agreement, 10% down, for any tickets that you may have between March 13th and now. So you pay 10% down and you make a 2-year agreement. and that takes care of them. So you got to keep your agreement, and then that will wipe out those tickets you received before then, 2012 on back, will be wiped out. So you pay for only the tickets from 2013 to now. You have from March 1st to April 30th to make an agreement, and you can pay them for 2 years.
And what happens if you don't follow up on your agreement? You just pay that 10%, you sign up, you walk away, then what?
If you don't keep up with your agreement, it goes away. You've got to you've got to keep your agreement. And like I said, if there are towing fees out there they're holding you accountable for, that goes to 2015. You don't have to go back to 2013, and you only pay 30%. Not only, but you pay 30%. You don't have to pay that entire bill. Any other questions for me? And that's it'll be at 917 Filbert Street, where the parking authority has redone the whole floor, has all offices. They'll be ready for us. Yes. And hopefully this will be something positive. Now, as always, if you have any issues, any problems, or if you want to call and set things up in advance, and you say, I don't have time or interest to go in, or I'm working, you can call, you can go online, and you always have John Fenton in my office who's there. Raise your hand, John. He's been our ticket man. So you can always come back here and we will intercede for you and try to provide any possible assistance. Any other questions? We're good? Thank you. Thank you all very much.